Julie Ann Emery is in the house. It's all about the George Clooney Catch-22. What? Are you kidding me? How is that, girl?
I spent my summer in Italy working with George Clooney and Chris Abbott. All of my scenes in the miniseries.
It's so hard. I mean, how are you doing this?
I'm surrounded by beautiful, talented men in the beautiful Italian countryside. It was a really unbelievable summer for sure. It was one of those really lucky jobs.
So you were in the show, married to George Clooney, having an affair with Christopher Abbott.
A wild, passionate affair with Chris Abbott.
You got the dream role.
So I'm also very disgruntled to be married to George Clooney. So when I got the job, I was like, how do you pull that off? Like, I've played a wide range of characters at this point in my life, but how do you act angry to be married to George Clooney?
Just think makeup sex.
Yeah, right.
We have a look at
That's
the trailer.
happening with Chris Abbott, not George.
Oh, well, we're definitely excited to show you a little clip of it later in this interview. But, you've had such an incredible career. Breakout role, Better Call Saul, reprising your role again on AMC.
Yeah.
What's this whole journey been like for you?
I think any long-term career in the creative arts is a roller coaster. So it wasn't maybe even just 6 years ago, just before I booked season 1 of Fargo, I thought that I was done. I was like, I think I'm doing the best work of my life. I feel the most connected to my work. I think I have something to say, but it just wasn't happening. And I thought right about now I'd be a really well-loved high school drama teacher or something. So it feels really good right now to kind of be on a high, but I think every artistic journey is supposed to have ups and downs. That's what we learn from. That's how we deepen. That's how we learn to have more to say.
Do you think that that's in that attitude of saying, this is great, and you have to kind of get in that mentality of not having attachment to it in order to allow yourself to even receive the next level?
Yeah, what I think is really important? The business can make you forget sort of what your art is or what your purpose is. We're talking about purpose today. And I believe an actor's purpose is to take a look at the world around us and reflect that back. So hopefully when someone sees me in whatever role I'm playing, they can either see a piece of themselves or someone else and maybe come away with a better understanding of other people in their lives or a better understanding of themselves. So I think that every time I come back to connecting to that or working on my craft, my career works itself out. So I feel like as an artist, it's super important for me to always reconnect back to my work and what my purpose is and what I feel like I have to say.
Such a great point.
Yeah, it is. So how do you do that? How do you reflect back what you see and experience in the world,
right,
and not get lost in the world, get lost in that reflecting back, but discover your purpose or remind yourself of your purpose?
I think it's two opposing things. For me, it is. I spend quite a bit of my downtime hiking, climbing mountains, going places where my cell phone doesn't work.
Yeah, escape the world.
Yeah, and it helps quiet the voices, and then I can hear like the real center of myself. So I think that is super, super important in my life. And luckily, I'm married to someone who loves to do that as well. So that kind of disconnect time is great. When I was in geeky theater school, I'm from the South, and my grandfather, I came home and my grandfather's like, what are they teaching you at that crazy theater school, And I go on this long explanation about Meisner and, the method and all of this stuff. And he's like, oh, so you're learning to walk around in somebody else's shoes.
Wow.
And it was so profound for me, and it's still so profound for me. So when I see people in my life that I don't understand, I try to put myself in their shoes. And I think that's, I think that connection is incredibly vital and important, not just to my work, but to how we sort of all walk through the world. There's a lot of, our world today, there's a lot of miscommunication, and there's a lot of us not understanding each other. And anything that we can all do to sort of bring us back into one place where we realize we're more connected than we think, even to people we don't understand.
Even if it's George Clooney.
It's so hard for George. He's also the most lovely human being. He's so welcoming and warm, and he is the person you hope he is.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer for Catch-22 on Hulu.
Doc, you can ground me if I'm crazy, right?
Oh, sure, I have to. I have to ground anyone who's crazy.
Then ground me, I'm crazy.
You're not crazy.
Why not?
Catch-22. As soon as you ask to get out of combat duty, you're no longer crazy, and so you have to fly more missions.
That's some catch, that catch-22.
It's the best there is.
Read me back the last line.
Read me back the last line.
Not my last line, somebody else's.
Read me back the last line.
That's my last line again.
Oh, no, sir, that's my last line.
This is war.
Hello.
War concentrates power in the hands of those most likely to abuse it.
Well, that was the agreement we had. 500 goats.
War is not about profits, son.
Absolutely, sir, not only.
I've flown more missions than anybody on this base, and every time I get close, they raise it on me. I can't do this anymore.
You think this is a big fat joke?
Holy Moses. No difference between me and you. Me, happy, 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 dead. You, worry, worry, worry. Dead.
You see the difference?
How great is Chris
so
Abbott? Chris
amazing.
Abbott is so brilliant in the show, and he really carries it on his shoulders. I mean, he's in almost everything. He's so terrific.
Is there anything in particular you learned from your experience working with Chris?
Yeah, Chris and I are very naked together, and he handled it so beautifully, and we were both very brave about it together. And that's not something. My character is so comfortable in her body and in her skin, and it really is where she finds her power. And that's not something that I, Julie, carry around very often. And I think I was able to carry a piece of that on the red carpet with me last night. So I'm really grateful to Marion. No, it's. I think I learned a lot from that. Yeah. And Chris is a wonderful scene partner and such a good actor and a lovely guy too. I just got really lucky all the way around. And George and Grant Heslov, who plays the doctor in that clip, were two of our three directors. Ellen Kuras also was one of our directors. They're so smart. They're so brilliant. And they handled all the naked really well. So I'm not in many of the promos because there's a lot of naked. But yeah, I hope I can carry that around, just to be comfortable with where I am physically as well as internally.
Wow. What a demonstration. You must just see the screen and be like, whoa, that's my life's actually there. Are you celebrating yourself? I hope you're really celebrating.
Yeah, I'm a little. It's still a little bit of a whirlwind after last night to me, but yeah, it's.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We know that streaming on Hulu, all episodes will be available May 17th. But please, Julie, share where everyone can find and follow your personal journey.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram, both at Ann Emery, and I have a Facebook fan page as well.
Fantastic.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.